Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm quite excited. This is another unboxing video. Yes, again another one. So yeah, I've decided to buy now more and more the fragrances that I have on my wish list. So I tend to concentrate more on, let's say, really the fragrances, the new fragrances that I really enjoy, or the ones that I have on my wish list that I absolutely want. Let's say so. This fragrance that we are going to unbox today was part of my wish list for a while, and yes, I finally got it. So yes, I'm really excited. Can you guess what it is? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you can guess the brand. Yes, this is a Guerlain. And this fragrance is Vol de Nuit. Yeah. But this is not the EDT, this is the parfum. So yeah, let's open the box. Yeah, I'm really excited because I've tried this fragrance, let's say, yeah, a long time ago, and I really enjoyed it. This is strange because this is a fragrance that I've always, let's see, I've noticed the bottle, I love the bottle, and I've always wanted one. And yeah, just because the bottle was really beautiful, and one day I decided to try it. I don't know, maybe at that time I was shy, I don't know, when I was going to the Guerlain boutique, and I tried it and I really enjoyed it. So I thought, okay, one day I really need to have this fragrance. And I already have the EDT that I love and I really enjoy, but this time I jumped on this one. Okay, so I'm gonna remove the plastic and show you the box. Oh, the bottle, yeah. So inside the box I showed you, you have this classic zebra box. I've already seen it, I've seen picture of it, and I think it's supposed to see to represent the, what is it, the storm. So yes, of course, you know the name Vol de Nuit, so it's based on the novel by Antoine Saint-Exupéry, but I think it's this motif is based on the storm, when you have, you know, the thunder during the night. So I think this was the inspiration behind, but honestly it looks more like a zebra. Yeah. Okay, so let's open it. Yeah. So pretty, a pretty tiny bottle of Vol de Nuit. Yeah. Sorry, I really enjoyed the design of this bottle. It's really pretty. If I can remove it. Yeah. It's really gorgeous. So I believe it's glass and metal. So this was, I think this bottle is really original. I find it really cute. With this these stripes, I believe, that are supposed to represent the, how do you say, hélice? Yeah, the hélice of the plane. Yeah, I'm gonna put the name in English on the screen. I don't remember the name exactly of how you call it in English. And this is supposed to represent the maybe the nose, you know, of the plane. And yes, typically Art Deco inspiration. I found this bottle is really gorgeous. And the reason I jumped on it also is that yeah, I had it in my in my cart, let's say, online for maybe 4 months, and I checked on it from time to time, and then I realized that it was not at all available anymore on Guerlain website, so I panicked. And I got it for a good price, but still, I believe if you want to get it, maybe you should have a look, quite close, a closer look now, because I don't know what they are changing, but on the French Guerlain website, the extraits are not available anymore. So the Vol de Nuit, Mitsuko, what was the other one? L'Heure de Nuit. No, not L'Heure de Nuit, L'Heure Bleue, sorry. Yeah, only Shalimar was available, the other ones were not available. GK also was not available anymore, so I don't know what's happening, but I don't know if it's a good sign. Okay, so yes, and I didn't take a tool to open it, so I will have to make a pause to do that. So after that, I'm going to talk about the scent, of course. I won't go too much into the history. I've already said it quickly. So just that it was released, the first release was in 1933, and that they released later the EDT that I have also and that I love. So I have it in the B bottle that I found prettier than what they released lately, but yeah. I have this version. Honestly, I think I've not tried the new one in the heart-shaped bottle or quickly, but honestly, I feel like they've all been reformulated lately in this 2021 version. So if you can find this bottle, it's still 100 ml, so I believe I will have still a few years to finish this one, but I really love it. It's a great fragrance for spring. For me, this is really the smell of spring in a bottle. So yeah, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that. I'm gonna compare maybe the scent in the end. So, but we'll start with this one. I'm gonna take a tool and open it. Okay, so I'll try to do it on screen if I can see something. I hope, hopefully. Okay, maybe I can move a little bit. So I took some hair scissors. Hope it will be working well. We'll see. Okay, and I'll be seeing what I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna cut on the side. Wish me luck, because this is the first time I'm doing this. Yeah, let's do this. Whew. I'm a bit scared. Okay. It's like a birth, you know. Okay, so let's open it. Hopefully it's opening quite easily. I just don't want to spill it all over, you know. That would be a catastrophe. Okay, so I don't know if it looks like metal, but if it's plastic or metal. It's clinging, but I don't know if they've changed these bottles. I feel like it's both metal and plastic. Strange. Yeah, because the bottle is really let's not let it evaporate, but the bottle is quite it's not heavy. I was quite surprised when I got it. It's not heavy at all, but I think it's still glass and metal. But this, maybe it's plastic now. You know, they need to reduce the cost of everything. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on strip, and I'm gonna put it also on my wrist, because you know, it doesn't smell the same also on skin. Not exactly, at least. Honestly, I feel bad to put it on a strip, but okay, so let's talk about the scent now. In the opening, it's quite fresh, but really green. You really got this galbanum, and the narcissus is already there. So this is really, yeah, on my skin it's already different. I already have the next phase on my skin, but on paper it's really citrusy. I really have this greenness from the galbanum and from the narcissus, and you can tell that there is more that is coming, but not yet. You know, this is a fragrance, especially this one, that takes time to evolve and has lots of let's say different stages. This is what really impressed me when I smelled it on paper and on my skin. I had the paper in my pocket for hours, and from time to time I was smelling it, and every time I was smelling something a little bit different, you know, something new, something was coming out of the place, something was coming in, and on my skin it was the same, and I was really impressed, let's say, by the work behind this fragrance. It's really complex. Indeed, it's hard to describe because it's so complex and faceted, and you have so many different things happening in this fragrance. Sometimes it makes me think about fougere, sometimes it makes me think about more citrus, green fragrances, or sheep, or almost leathery, or oriental at the end, or let's say ambery at the end. So this is really a complex fragrance. I mean, This is really one to try. You need to you need to try this fragrance if you can. Even if this is not something that you, I don't know, that is your taste or you will enjoy, but just for the work behind, I believe that this is really something that needs to be tested. Okay, so I have something that started to be a little bit more floral and soapy now with the aldehyde. So it's more like a soapy aldehyde. Maybe like the ones that I have also that I had, because now they don't have aldehydes anymore in Champ d'Arôme. So you have these soft, soapy aldehydes that are coming and really uplifting the fragrance. And I found it really smart also because of the name of the fragrance, you know, Vol de Nuit. So you really have this balance between earth with earthy notes, green notes, and more airy notes. And I believe aldehydes is really something that put these airy notes in the fragrance. And I find it really poetic in that sense, blended with these green notes. To me, this is really a poetic fragrance. I have the same impression with the L'Heure Bleue. L'Heure Bleue almost gives me the... L'Heure Bleue is more melancholic to me, but it has a similar vibe to me, you know, when let's say, I really admire also L'Heure Bleue, you know. So I have the same admiration, I would say, also for Vol de Nuit. And I have some similar notes also in the heart of the fragrance, you know, the carnation, the iris. So these are notes, I believe, that makes me think about L'Heure Bleue. So you know that they are relatives, you know, that L'Heure Bleue, I believe, was created before Vol de Nuit, but you can feel this DNA in Vol de Nuit. Okay, so I stopped a little bit to have the evolution of the fragrance. So now I have more and more the iris, the narcissus, and the aldehydes that I was starting to get just before. I also get the carnation, so this is what reminded me, I believe, of L'Heure Bleue, this iris plus the carnation. And it's bringing also a little bit a spicy aspect to this fragrance, because the carnation, to me, something spicy that's bringing some spices and leaning, let's say, for me, carnation is leaning a little bit more masculine, but balanced with the floral notes. It makes this fragrance completely unisex to me. I'm sure this is a fragrance that men and women can really enjoy if you love that kind of fragrance. So for sure, if you love green fragrance, if you love Guerlain fragrance, I believe you're gonna really love this one. I have a hint of rose also, maybe some jasmine. So maybe this is the Guerlina that I'm starting to get here. And I heard some people complain also that it had, it's also this EDT version, it had too much vanilla for them. I find it less dominant in this version than in the EDT version. I mean the vanilla note. But still it's, yeah, it's really clever the way the vanilla is treated. I think it's bringing something warmer, it's bringing some softness, some roundness. Can you say that? Roundness to the fragrance, you know, behind. Something cozy, comforting, but still with having the greenness on top. And also I feel something like oak moss. So I believe there's oak moss also behind. Yes, maybe that's what made me think about Chypre also when I talked about this fragrance having so many facets. It's hard to classify, you know. It's hard for me to put it in one category. Is it a more floral fragrance, more green fragrance? Is it more an ambery fragrance? Is it a Chypre or Fougère? I don't really know, you know, how to classify this fragrance. Well, for sure it's green, but after that, it's hard for me to say in which direction exactly it's going, because there are so many aspects to it, yes, as it evolves. It's starting to get clean and woody also. So pretty. And it works really well on my skin. So it's funny because on my skin, it's sweeter yeah, as usual, fragrances are sweeter on my skin usually. So it's sweeter. I definitely get more also the vanilla on my skin than I get it on the paper. I also get more floral notes, maybe something like orange blossom, and the narcissus on my skin is turning a little bit leathery, you know. Narcissus is a beautiful note that has so many facets also, so this is maybe why this fragrance has so many facets too. And on my skin, the narcissus becomes a little bit more animalic and leathery, but without being outputting. So yes, it's definitely getting leathery on me, but really beautifully. With these floral notes and the vanilla, it's definitely one of a kind. It has its own personality. Now, when I smell it on paper and on my skin, they are totally different. Like they smell like completely different fragrances. It's more floral and green on paper, which I love, but on my skin, it's more leathery, sweet, floral, and warm, and vanillic. Yeah, yeah, and I have a hint of violet also that I don't have on my skin, and I don't have at all the carnation on my skin. That's strange. Or maybe that's the carnation mixed with the spices and the narcissus that is giving this leathery aspect on me, but really pretty. Okay, so you understand that I really love this fragrance. So strangely enough, this is a fragrance that I find, even if the concentration is more important, this is more close to the skin. This is not one that projects and has a great sillage, but this is really close and to the skin and more inviting, I would say, than the EDT version. The EDT version projects a lot more and has greater sillage, I would say, than this one. But they have some common DNA, of course. So I'm gonna spray also Vol de Nuit to compare it a bit more. The EDT, I mean, of course. So this was my scent of the day today, because this is just perfect for spring. When spring starts, I'm just so happy to reach for it. Yeah. So yeah, I would say, yeah, I would spray it also on my wrist. Yeah, I also love the bergamot part in the opening. The petit grain, yeah, it's really beautiful. The galbanum is still present. You also have the narcissus and the iris. So what I get the most in this EDT is the galbanum, iris, and narcissus, which is, of course, sharing the same DNA with this version. And after that, immediately behind, I've got the vanilla. But it's more important, I would say, than on this version. But it's working really well. I believe this green and vanilla profile of fragrances is what I prefer. I really, really enjoy this kind of fragrances, like you have in Angélique Noire, for example. Beautifully green and beautifully made green and vanillic fragrance. You also have that in Joyeuse Tubéreuse, but it's more on the floral side. Yeah, it also has this soapy aspect, you know. So I was wondering if it doesn't have aldehydes. To me, it has a bit of aldehydes also in this version. It's not mentioned, I believe, now in the notes, but maybe it was reformulated in 2021, so this is possible. And I have much less, can you say that? I have less differences between my skin and on paper with the EDT. They are much more similar. Okay, if I go back to this one, yeah, it's really warmer. And the iris is really, really pretty. I find it so elegant and classy on my skin, honestly. This is a big, big love. You know, this, I love iris and leather. I think together it's a perfect combo. I just love this kind of fragrances. And wow. In the end, I have a beautiful leather iris fragrance on me with a really warm background and a bit of vanilla. Wow, so great. And woody, also spicy. Love it. Completely different from the opening that I love too, because I love this green opening. So this is quite rare when I enjoy each phase in the evolution of a fragrance, and this is the case here. So I'm really happy I jumped on it and I get it, because if it's going to be discontinued, I would be really sad. Or maybe they are trying to, I don't know, do something again about the bottles. This is why they all disappeared, and they are gonna come back all in the same bottle. That would be a shame. So, but yeah. So voila, these were my impressions, let's say, review of this fragrance. Even if it's it's hard for me to say reviewing this fragrance, because honestly, this is such a piece of art to me. This is really hard to explain the way it smells, the way it makes me feel, because this is such a great fragrance, such a great creation, that it's really hard for me to find the words and to explain properly what it smells like. So this is why I say, okay, this is the kind of fragrance you really need to put your nose on, because this is really hard to picture, really, the way it smells just by watching a video or hearing someone telling about it. But this is what I'm doing, even if this is what I'm doing. But yeah, so voila, I'm really happy about my purchase, honestly, because I got this huge discount, and this was really, really my dream fragrance. And yeah, I'm just telling you, if you really want Vol de Nuit, if you want Jiki, if you want Mitsuko, L'Heure Bleue in this small perfume or extract versions, I think you have to jump on it now, because I don't know if they're gonna keep it, honestly. So voila. Tell me if you have more news about that. Also, if you notice that they disappeared from the website and they are not available anymore. Maybe there is a change also in the regulation. I really have no clue about it. And tell me also if you love Vol de Nuit, or if it's a hate for you. It's okay, it's fine. And I hope to see you soon in my next video. Bye!